Gary Ablett Jr. must think motivation is crap as well. Hi, I'm Alan Marion, continuing our series on having the right attitude every day as opposed to cheap motivation, and our particular subject at the moment is taking full responsibility. And if you think of a sports star in your country and relate this story, I'm sure you'll get the message. Young Gary Ablett, his father was a champion footballer, and at the beginning of this season he was offered a very lucrative contract, almost 10 times more than what he'd been offered before, to play with a new up-and-coming club the following season. Instead of belly aching and talking to the press about it, he said he would make a decision at the end of the year to concentrate on the team and on playing his part in the team to make sure they made this year's finals. I'm sure many other people would have started using that as an excuse and a reason not to play at their best because of all the distractions. But not Gary Ablett. He was determined to do his best and take full responsibilities for his actions. I heard on the news the other day that his coach, knowing about this situation, had a huge argument with him to come clean on what he was doing, and as a result of this argument he never spoke to this player, Gary Ablett, for the rest of the season. Amazing coming from a coach. But the interesting thing is that the past history of Gary Ablett was that he won so many Most Valuable Player awards. The previous year he'd won what's called the Brownlow Medal for the best player in the country. And this year, with all the crap going on and all this confusion and all the problems he had to put up with, he ended up runner-up by only a couple of points as the best player in the country once again, despite all these other activities in the background. You see, Gary Ablett accepted full responsibility for what he had to do for the team, for himself, and certainly for his own pride. But in this series we're talking about, cheap motivation, and if it wasn't for some very good friends and players that said to him 4 years ago, Gary, you're an average player, you can be a much better player. And what they did is to explain to him that he had to have the right attitude every day. He wasn't going to automatically be a champion. He had to train harder, and he had to take responsibility with no excuses for his ability. All I can say is thank heavens for his teammates and friends that realised that just a cheap pep talk wouldn't have done the trick. That Gary, like all of us, needs some tools and some instructions to have the right attitude every day.